Welcome in, quick hitters. We got a man on the scene that's about business in these playoffs. The Ant-Man versus the Joker. This is going to be a compelling series. Will it go 7? Will it go 6? I don't know, but I do know this. If the Ant-Man finds himself knocking out the champs, the Denver Nuggets, in this series, could it be the passing of the torch? Now, the Joker hasn't had the torch that long, been the best player in the league. So it's going to take him a while to come off of it. And just by the Ant winning this series, if he was able to win this series, let's say, if they're lucky enough to beat the Denver Nuggets, and they're going to have to play. They got the pieces to do it. They got the young talent. They got the bodies down low. We talked about that. Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns. Rudy Gobert is the best player to be going up against the Joker in the league. He was giving him a little problems in that game 1. Joker still came through, got the and ones, and still scoring down low, doing what he do down in the crunch time. But Rudy Gobert had him thinking about it. He had him double pumping and clutching, trying to get those and ones with defense covering him like a blanket. Rudy Gobert got some outstanding defense. He's going to have to work. He's going to have to work in this series. But yes, Rudy Gobert, he's the best guy for the job. Best guy for the job. But we talking about the Ant-Man versus the Joker, best player in the league. They're battling right now. Let's just say if the Ant-Man beat the Joker in this series, would that make him the best player in the league? No, I'm not saying that. He have to do it multiple seasons. Now, if he come in next year and he does the same thing, then you could say the Ant-Man is the best player in the league. But he will be the best player in the league, what, 1, 2 to 3 years for sure, hands down, because he's on his way. But don't this guy remind you of Michael Jordan? We keep saying that. Kobe Bryant. He has that attitude. Do you see how he talks? The guy sounds like a 35-year-old vet at 22 years old. He's got it. He has it all. And with his team, with the veterans, with Mike Conley, and the pieces they have on this team, they can compete for a very long time. Yeah, man, this is an interesting series. Game 2 is tonight. So hope y'all day going well. Hope y'all tuning in to the playoffs. We're in the second round now. We're getting close. We're getting close, but this is one of the series right here that it's a must watch. You got to tune in with this series right here. This one's going to be full of excitement. I mean, the young Bucks against the, I don't want to say old vets. They do have old vets on their team for the Denver Nuggets, but they're kind of new coming in. They only won 1 championship. They're trying to build on that each year. But this team here, can this team stand in the way of them winning multiple championships? That's going to be the question. This guy is coming, 22 years old. He's so far advanced already in his career. For his game, his demeanor, the way he's talking. We're going to get into this media. Thought it was compelling. We're going to check it out. Him talking with his old veteran teammate, Mike Conley. Just to give you a little taste of what this guy's about, where his mind is at. Total team guy. To be as talented and great as he is at this age at 22. He says all the right things. He's about team. Unbelievable, man. The league is in good hands with this guy. But yeah, man. Joker versus the Ant-Man. We got some animation superheroes going at it in this series. Ant-Man and the Joker. Who's going to pull it out? And for the other games, Cleveland Cavaliers, they pulled it out against Orlando, and I thought Orlando was about to get them because I had to watch that on the ticker and keep up updates on that one. I didn't watch the full game, but when I looked at it, I saw Orlando was up a little late, and I thought they might pull it out until Cleveland said no, no, no. Donovan Mitchell stepped up, being a veteran he is. Playing with Cleveland, I like him on that team. I figure if they lost in the playoffs kind of multiple season, he'll probably want out. I know he wants to advance. I know he wants a ring before his tenure is done. So Donovan Mitchell, he's playing out of his mind right now, especially in crunch time, leading his team. But yeah, the Denver Nuggets, man, they're in some trouble trying to fight off these young Bucks. And of course, New York, they'll be starting their series. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers. They was able to come out of that one. You had the Indiana Pacers get rid of the Bucks. Man, I don't know what's going on with Milwaukee. Yes, Giannis again, he was out in this series, just like last season when they let Miami get a hold of them because he's been banged up and he's been hurt. Couldn't play throughout those playoffs. Now you come in this year, it's the same thing. So what's going to happen? I don't expect Damian Lillard to be there next year. If he is, then, you know, got to put more pieces in place, though. I think that team is starting to fall apart just a little bit. They're going to have a little changeover. So not many pieces, just a player here and there that's different. But I can see Damian Lillard leaving and going somewhere else. Now, is it a possibility that he can go to the Heat, who was trying to get him? Because it seems like his mind is where he wanted to be, is with the Heat. Now, this is not a bad secondary team, which is the Bucks. You could tell his mind wasn't there all year. Now, he played some good games, but he wasn't a Damian Lillard of old. It seemed like he wasn't having fun out there. It seemed like a real job to him. So we'll see what happens next year with them coming in. Dallas Mavericks knocked off the Clippers. Paul George, James Harden, I don't think that's no shock. How many times they come up short when it matters the most? Huh? How many times? Just when you want to call Paul George Playoff Pete, bring back his old nickname, Playoff Pete, and then he goes out there and he stinks up the place. Far as scoring the ball, him and James Harden, they need them to score points. Don't need them facilitating, trying to play a balanced stat sheet game. No, we need you to go out there and do what you've been paid for all these years, to put the ball in the basket. They came up short doing that. So they're sitting at home. You have to talk about Lou Doncic. You have to tell him about putting the ball in the basket. That's what he does, and with a lot of other things. So you can still put up points, get your teammates involved, stuff the stat sheet, make it look pretty like Luka Doncic. He knows how to do that. But Paul George and James Harden, man, they'll just lose their shooting. They'll be off like 4 for 16. I'm like, where's this coming from? When games previous, you played out of your mind. But as the series strengthens up to 1 to 3 games left, I don't know what happens, man. But that's a team that needs to be blowed up to, man. The Clippers, look, I ain't gonna even tell you what I would do with that team, but it'll be no more Kawhi. I'll be honest with you, the big three over there with LA, to me, all of them, I ain't gonna say all of them can leave. Obviously need to keep at least one to stay in contention somewhat. But either one of those players can go and try to get something back. I don't think that's gonna work with those three. Because health is undefeated with this team. Very undefeated. And every year somebody's going out. You can book in Kawhi, Paul George throughout the season as well. James Harden, whether he's ready or not, he's not going to be ready for the playoffs. But we ain't going to rant too much on all of that stuff. We're going to get into this media. And let me know what y'all think on it. We'll kind of chime in here and there when need be. But let's go ahead and play this.
In the second half of the year was often a struggle, especially offensively. This is 2 games in a row now, playoff games, where you've closed it out by getting good looks. What is the biggest thing that's evolved, do you think, for this team to get to the point where you can execute so well offensively down the stretch?
I mean, just the whole team. We trust each other. You know, it doesn't matter down the stretch who takes the shot. Just find an open guy. Everybody put the work in, so, you know, and I trust my teammates, so for sure I can't wait to pass it to them if they're open.
You want me to answer that too?
Yeah.
I think our organization's been good. Getting to a few sets that we really like. stuff that is easy for Ant to read, and you know, he makes plays late game, and we, as a supporting cast, got to be around him and help him out. And he's done a good job of finding us late games and giving us confidence.
And
Ant Finch has talked about how important starts are to the game. You come on, you got 13 points in the first couple minutes of this game. What did you have right away out the jump here?
I just felt good. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I didn't have anything, and my teammates found me on some easy layups. You know, I've never got that many easy buckets, so that was pretty fun.
And how important is that mentality of yours before this game, before facing the champions, the actual champions? So how important is that mentality for you and for the team? How do you take that mentality to them?
I mean, I lost to these guys last year, you know, and they are the defending champs. They're a hard team to beat. Great team. They got great players. They got the best player in the league with NIKOLA, JOKIC. To me, they got the best closer with Jamal Murray, the best three-point shooter with Michael Porter Jr. So it's tough to beat this team. It's not just my mentality; it's the team mentality. We come in and you know we know it's gonna be a war, and you know we just play within the game and just stay within the game. They make runs. We know we got to make our runs and just fight, man. It's gonna be a fight.
Mike, Nikhil said in the locker room the other day that you wait to score. And was the second half one of those occasions where you knew you had to come out and be a scorer and be a much more aggressive?
Yeah, no, Ant was shooting all the balls in the first half. So it was hard to get a rhythm now, but you know, you just gotta play with the flow of the game. You know, he had it going, got us out to an early lead, and for me, you know, I'm comfortable, you know, waiting until the second half, and I've done that a lot throughout my career. I've done that a lot this season. You know, the guys trust me to do that and be aggressive. They all tell me to shoot more and look for my shot more, and tonight was one of those nights.
But Ant, you're also one of those people, everybody's saying you're trusting your teammates. When your teammates were as cold as almost everybody was in the first half, does that make it harder when you know you're on?
Make what hard?
Make it harder to get off the ball?
No, no, not at all. I mean, these guys gonna make shots. I mean, everybody gonna miss shots. I'm gonna miss shots. I'm not gonna make all my shots. I don't care how many shots they miss. If they're open, I'm gonna pass it every single time. I see the work that they put in, you know. So yeah, I don't care how many shots you take, make or miss. I'm gonna throw it to you if you're open.
And the team challenge is obvious. You're coming into the opposing players' building and they're the defending champs. Is there any part of the individual challenge that speaks to you, that gets you excited? I mean, you're going up against a team that has the guy considered the best player in the league, reigning Finals MVP, could win a third MVP this year. But you have something to say for how you can play. I mean, does that excite you at all?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Going against the best player in the world is always fun. Going against the best team in the world is always fun. And like I said, man, they're well coached. They're disciplined. They're not going to beat themselves. And I feel like our coaching staff did a great job of game planning throughout the 3-4 days that we had, and our guys came out and competed tonight. So it's not about just me personally, it's about my team. You know, they give me confidence also. I mean, seeing in the third quarter, I didn't do anything. I was just out there running.
I'm giving Rudy Gobert praise, and they're showing clips of him getting toasted by Jokic. Just something.
Up and down. And Mike and Kat came out big for it, so that gave me confidence, you know, to try to find myself.
And you had a big game, but your sixth man of the year came up big time for you guys tonight. Talk about what you saw from Nas tonight in that second half, and what he did for you guys.
He stayed patient. You know, it's a lot of growth within Nas, man. Like, he didn't check out the game. He wasn't worried about his makes or misses. He just kept playing, and I think defense got him going tonight. Coach told him to start fronting, and he started fronting. We got a couple steals. He was able to get out. Get some putbacks, play off the catch. He played within the flow tonight. He didn't let nothing bother him as far as the game not going his way. And eventually it'll come to you, man, if you be patient. And he did that, man. He came up big. He was the reason we won tonight.
Obviously, this is for both of you guys. This franchise hasn't been at this stage in 20 plus years. How much of this do you guys relish introducing the Timberwolves against the champions in their building in this, you know, sort of environment?
Man, I think Ann will say the same. I think we're just locked in on what we're doing.
20 years ago,
yeah. We haven't even thought about
I probably wasn't even born when they. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's about that. We just coming out to play. Yeah, it's not about introducing us to nobody. We know who we are. We don't care what people say or what people think about us. We're a collective group. We trust each other. It's all love between us, and we're well coached. So, you know, we coming out, and as long as we got each other back, it don't really matter what anybody else think.